Hello people, in this video we want to look at heart sounds, right? So basically let's get the basics first of all. So here we have zoomed in. So here you can see that you have heart sounds S1 and S2. Basically when the valves close only you will have heart sounds, right? So look at this. So when the first of all you know the valves where they are, right? So here you have the mitral or the bicuspid valve. Here you have the tricuspid valve. In the right heart, you have the tricuspid valve, right? Between the atrium and the ventricle. And here from the left ventricle to the aorta, you have the aortic valve. And from the right ventricle to the pulmonary artery, you have the pulmonary valve, right? So 4 valves you got to know. Now what happens when there is electric activity in the heart, right? From the sinoatrial node, right? It comes to the AV node, then it goes first to the left side and then to the right side. So what will happen is mitral valve will close and then the tricuspid valve will close. First heart sound is M1 T1. Okay, that's how we call it. First heart sound is M1 T1, that is closure of mitral valve and tricuspid valve. Then the second heart sound is when the aortic valve closes and the pulmonary valve closes. So the second heart sound is A2 P2. So this much you got, isn't it? So just make this kind of a diagram where you have S1 is M1 T1 closing and S2 is A2 P2 closing. Okay, so this much you have understood. Now look at this. This P2 is actually kind of at inspiration. Okay, this is the inspiration, but at expiration it kind of goes a little earlier. So anyways, you remember that the P2 that we are talking about is at inspiration. Okay, then now if A2 and P2 are closing here and M1 and T1, M and T are closing here, where are they opening? That also you should know, right? So after S1, A and P will open. Okay, so that is called as the ejection click. So only when it opens it can close, isn't it? So this is the ejection click, which is after the S1 where A and P open. Okay. Then when will M and T open? M and T will open after S2. So here do you have a sound for this M and T opening? Yes, that is called as opening snap. Okay. So here you have the opening snap after S2, that is M and T will open here. Okay. And what happens at the ejection clip? A and P will open. So this much basics you should know. So guys, focus here now. What are we looking at? Some amount of it you have understood, right? That what happens during S1 and what happens during S2. Now, what happens during S1? So basically this closes, M and T closed, right? So basically whenever we are saying systole, diastole, etc., we refer to the ventricle. So now all the blood has been sent, okay, the blood has been sent here. After that only this will close. So if this will close, this is S1. Now what will happen? The ventricle has received all the blood. It will go into contraction. So this is systole, right? And the blood will have to go into the aorta. So what will come after S1? Ventricular systole, or systole will come after S1. Okay. So that you have to look at here. So after S1, whatever you have, this is called as S2. Oh, what am I saying? Systole. This is systole. Okay. And after S2, you have diastole. Okay. And whenever we are saying systole, diastole, we are referring to the ventricle. Here below you can see the ECG they have put. So ECG you can understand, right? So basically that is depolarization of the ventricles. The systole is following, right? Now, what else you should know here is when do you have S3 and S4? Okay, now let us understand this. S3 is basically rapid ventricular filling. So when the atria sends blood to the ventricle, you have rapid ventricular filling. This is S3. Okay, and S4 is a sound by the atria. So S4, it is called as atrial gallop, right? So you should know atria is forcefully contracting. Okay, that is S4. S3 is because rapid ventricular filling. So basically here what is happening? The ventricle is trying to throw out the blood. So it is going in systole. Then here you have the ventricular diastole. So when diastole, what will happen? It will, all the blood from the atria will come and fill into the ventricle. And what is happening here? The atria is squeezing because it can send the blood to the ventricle. So this much if you have understood, we can explain a lot of other things. So basically what happens when there is rapid ventricular filling, you will have S3. And whenever there is this atrial gallop, right, you will have S4. Okay. That's it. Now let us go at and look at some abnormalities. So look at this, guys. This one, whatever you're seeing here is normal, right? So what happens is whenever you're saying something is stenosis. Stenosis means there is narrowing of the opening, right? So whenever it is open and there is a narrow opening, then only you can have stenosis. So when will you have aortic stenosis, murmur? So now let us say here this is aorta, right? Aortic stenosis means once aorta opens, then it is narrow and the blood is going with a murmur, right? So aortic stenosis will happen when after aortic valve opens. So where will you see it? First of all, tell me where aortic valve is opening. Here. So it is opening after S1. So it is opening here at the ejection click. So you will see the ejection click, and here you are seeing the murmur. So murmur is systolic murmur and it is after the ejection click. So it is called as ejection systolic murmur. In aortic stenosis, you will get ejection systolic murmur. That's it. Now let us talk about the other stenosis. See, we are focusing only on the mitral valve and the aortic valve here. We are not focusing on anything else in this video. Okay, so you saw aortic stenosis. Now let me say there is mitral stenosis. So once the mitral valve opens, then only you can have the murmur of mitral stenosis, isn't it? So when will it open? The mitral valve is opening here after S2. After S2, I am seeing that mitral valve is opening, right? So let's go down here to mitral stenosis. Yeah, mitral stenosis, you are seeing murmur here. When are you seeing murmur? Diastolic murmur, right? So mitral stenosis, you are seeing diastolic murmur. Here they are saying it's a mid-diastolic murmur with pre-systolic accentuation. Let's see. So here you have a mid-diastolic murmur. Okay. Mid-diastolic murmur with pre-systolic accentuation. So where is the systole? Systole is here and it's kind of becoming louder before the systole, is it? So pre-systolic accentuation. That is a mitral stenosis murmur. Great. So now we have finished stenosis of both the valves. Now let us go to the other thing. What is the other thing we have to cover is the regurgitation. So we will cover mitral regurgitation and aortic valve regurgitation. So that is something is coming back. The blood is coming back. When is it coming back? After the valve closed, it's coming back. Okay. So let us talk about mitral regurgitation. So valve closed. After valve closed, blood is going back. Correct. So this is mitral regurgitation. When should it happen? If after mitral valve closes. So when is mitral valve closing? So mitral valve is closing in S1, right? So after S1 itself, you should have the murmur. Very good. So here very clearly we can see S1. After that there is murmur. So you have a pansystolic murmur in chronic mitral regurgitation. So it is systolic murmur. Very clearly you can understand. And here as the mitral valve is not proper, you can have a soft S1. Okay. So M is what is contributing to S1. Mitral valve is contributing to S1. When mitral valve is not closing properly, you will have a soft S1. Okay. Let us go to the other one. What was that? Aortic regurgitation, right? So from the aorta, the blood is coming back. When? After the aortic valve closed. When is the aortic valve closing? Aortic valve is closing at S2. Okay. So if it is closing at S2, we should find the murmur after S2. So look here, guys. So this is aortic regurgitation. Where are you seeing the murmur? It is after S2. And as A is contributing to S2 and A is not proper, the aortic valve is not proper, you will have a soft S2 or a soft A2. Okay. And how is your murmur? It's only a decreasing kind of murmur. It is called as a decrescendo murmur. It is an early diastolic murmur. It's an early diastolic murmur. It's a diastolic murmur. Let us cover two more things here. Mitral valve prolapse. Why am I not able to write? Hold on. Okay. So we want to cover two more things, guys. Mitral valve prolapse and we'll cover patent ductus arteriosus. Mitral valve prolapse and patent ductus arteriosus. We will cover these two. Okay. So mitral valve prolapse. So what is happening in mitral valve prolapse? So here you can see where is the mitral valve. Here it is, right? So mitral valve is prolapsing. So basically they're not talking about any other problem here. There is this prolapse of this mitral valve. It's closed, but what is happening is kind of getting pushed up, isn't it? So all this will get, these chorda tendineae will get stretched and papillary muscles will become strained. So basically here what can you see? So it should be after your mitral valve closes only, right? Because this is the prolapse. So here you can see mitral valve is closing when S1, right? So here they are showing you mitral valve prolapse. Guys, focus here. This is mitral valve prolapse. So basically what will happen, they are showing you a crescendo decrescendo kind of murmur, increasing and decreasing kind of murmur. This is a late systolic murmur. It is in the systole that you are able to see. It is after S1. It is in the systole, right? So it is it's coming late. So it is late systolic murmur, and it is increasing, decreasing. So it is crescendo decrescendo murmur. Okay. Lastly, let us look at patent ductus arteriosus. So let us say, where is this patent ductus arteriosus going to be? It is going to be between these two, between the pulmonary artery and the aorta. So aorta will send all the blood to pulmonary artery, isn't it? Correct? So what will happen? This blood will be going from aorta to pulmonary artery. This murmur will be all the time. There is no valve or something here, right? So here you can see patent ductus arteriosus, the murmur is called as continuous murmur, okay? So it is there during systole and diastole. It is a continuous murmur, okay? It is also called as machinery murmur. So remember, patent ductus arteriosus will have continuous murmur, machinery murmur, okay? There is no valve here. All the time there is this patent ductus arteriosus murmur. So people, in this video you have seen basics of heart sounds, how to know whether it is systolic murmur or diastolic murmur for mitral valve and aortic valve, right? So this much you have understood. You also looked at patent ductus arteriosus. So you looked at what and all conditions relating to the mitral valve. You saw mitral stenosis, mitral regurgitation you saw, and then you saw mitral valve prolapse. These three conditions you saw relating to mitral valve. Relating to aortic valve, you saw aortic stenosis and aortic regurgitation, and another thing that you saw in this video was patent ductus arteriosus. So 6 conditions. The murmurs, basically you have understood where they should be, systolic or diastolic. Okay, bye bye.